What's up, YouTube? This your boy Heartless, and I am back with another video. Oh my gosh. It's been a while. I know it's been a while, but I am back with them news and those facts as always. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about this new Uncharted that's coming out. This DLC that everybody has been patiently waiting for. It's called the Uncharted Lost Legacy. Now, judging by the title, obviously what the discussion is going to be about is what the resolution is going to be on this game. Now, I've came across this article that's been talking about the resolution of this game, and it actually has been a frequently asked question about the Uncharted Lost Legacy that people has been asking on Naughty Dog's website about the standalone DLC expansion, and they basically asked if the game will be in HDR and will the game be at 4K, and the response was, Uncharted, the Lost Legacy will be enhanced by the PlayStation 4 Pro, including support for high dynamic range, HDR, and dynamic 4K gaming. Excuse me, no mention about the frame rate, no mention about the checkerboarding, no mention about super sampling. Essentially, all we know is that the game will support the PlayStation 4's Pro 4K compatibilities. Typically, this usually means that it is going to be 4K locked at 30 frames per second. Most PlayStation 4 Pro titles have not been able to hit native 4K, and they surely haven't been able to output at 4K 60 frames per second. A lot of games have also typically surfaced with 1800p at 13 frames per second with super sampling. Alternatively, we've also seen a number of games fall well between the 2160p standard for 4K, but compensate with checkerboarded rendering in order to fill in the gaps for an output almost equivalent to a 4K image. It is likely that Uncharted The Lost Legacy will surface at either 1800p or 1440p and hard lock at 30 frames per second. Uncharted 4 settled at 1440p at 30 frames per second since the PlayStation 4 Pro is too weak to run the game at native 4K. The Lost Legacy will also support photo mode, and gamers will also gain access to the original online multiplayer component from the Uncharted 4, including the cooperative survival mode. Additionally, those who pre-ordered the Uncharted 4 Digital Deluxe Edition will receive Uncharted The Lost Legacy for free as a digital download starting August 22nd in North America and August 23rd in Europe. For everyone else, the game will cost $40 at launch. At launch, people. So everybody mark that date right on your calendar. August 22nd to everybody in North America. Shout out to North America. Now, I'm going to leave this link in the description so everybody know that I'm not full of shit what I'm reading, and I'm not trying to be biased whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, this article is semi-accurate. The reason why I want to say semi-accurate is because, well, I want to say accurate because here we are in May and we still don't know too much about this DLC. We don't know the frame rate. We haven't seen more gameplay of it. We haven't seen anything. You know what I'm saying? So how do we know, are we going to get, you know what I'm saying? How we know if we're going to get 60 frames per second? Because obviously we're not. It's most likely it's going to be at 30 frames. I mean, I don't have an issue with 4K 30 frames per second, but I don't think this is going to be native. Obviously, it's not. It's probably, most likely, it's going to be checkerboard 4K at 30 frames. Which I can't say I'm cool with that, but I mean, I don't have an issue with it at the same time. So, I mean, it is what it is. As long as it plays good and it's not laggy and choppy. That's my concern. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm a huge Uncharted fan. I got every single Uncharted. I got the Nathan Drake collection, so you already know what time it is. And I got Uncharted 4. So I am a fan. I haven't always been a fan of Uncharted because, again, I haven't owned a PlayStation 3. I got a PlayStation 2. I skipped the PlayStation 3 and went straight to PlayStation 4. For those of you who do not know. And that's what I decided to get. So when I did get a PlayStation 4, it was, I want to say, a couple months before the PlayStation Pro came out, which I was like, God damn, I wish I would have waited. But anyway, when I did get the PlayStation 4, I got the Nathan Drake collection, and then I got the the Uncharted 4, because Uncharted 4 was coming out months later. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I played the campaign and everything. Gave me that Tomb Raider feel to it. I like it. Back to the topic with the DLC and whatnot. I do want to see how well it performs. I want to see, even if it's not native 4K, I want to see how well it looks in HDR. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how well it looks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit up here and bash it just because of yada, 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 I just want to see, I'm an overall gamer and I'm a performance gamer. I'm all about performance and stability issues and stuff like that. However, one of the YouTubers who I watch frequently, he made a decent point earlier. Shout outs to Jimmy B Gaming. He was basically talking about he's not a fan of games coming out and then DLC coming out months on later. He's not a fan of that, and I completely agree. I mean, I cannot stand it whatsoever. I hate it. I hate the fact that you have to wait in order to receive the DLC, and the DLC is already inside the game. You just have to wait to purchase a key to play the shit. I'm not a fan of it, people. I'm not. And we need to vote with our pockets and let everybody know, like, yo, look, man, put everything in the game, make the game complete, and sell it to us. Stop giving us incomplete merchandise and then asking for more money to get the rest of the merchandise that's already inside the game, but it's locked to the point where we cannot access it unless we get the purchase key. I'm sick of it. It's annoying and it's crazy. A prime example that he mentioned earlier was The Division, which I completely agree. The Division, I mean, I lost complete interest in that game. Yeah, I got the DLCs and stuff like that, but I don't want to go back and play it. I mean, I got to go back and learn how the controllers are and stuff like that, learn how to shoot in this, that, and the third. Like, who has time for that? Who? Same with Titanfall. I got the season pass and all that, got all the new maps and stuff like that, but I didn't go back and play all the new maps and stuff like that. I feel like if you do come out with DLC and stuff like that, it should be timed like no longer than 2 to 3 months after the game is released, because anything longer than that, people are going to forget, and not too many people are going to come back. Because people moved on to other video games, and by the time they moved on to other video games, they're not going to want to feel the need to come back to an older game and then relearn how to play it and then play the DLC. Another prime example is Mafia 3. Who wants to go back and play Mafia 3 right now after all these good ass games that's out right now? Who wants to go back and play Mafia 3 and learn how to you got to relearn the controllers and the controls and stuff like that in order to enjoy the expansion pack, because the expansion pack came out a couple months ago. I want to say like 1 or 2 months ago, but my point is, who wants to go back in time? Who wants to go back and keep, doing all that? Like, that's annoying. It really is. But yeah, shout outs to him for addressing that issue, and I completely agree 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I got some more news for you guys. I'm not going to just end the video short and stumpy like that. Here's a part 2 of my news I wanted to bring to you guys. You remember Call of Duty World War II? Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement and the huge game that I'm so excited for to play. Well, it looks like it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch. Damn, I didn't think that was going to happen, man. New reports have suggested that Activision have had a second thoughts about Call of Duty World War II Nintendo Switch port, and that Benix would handle development. Benix recently posted a tweet featuring members of the Canadian Army. While one member of the studio is seen wearing a Call of Duty World War II t-shirt. Benix previously handled Nintendo versions of the older Activision games, which has led to speculation that Call of Duty port is on the cards. This is backed up by the fact that Call of Duty account holders can once again link to their Nintendo accounts on the official websites. As PvP Line points out, fans were previously only able to link PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and Steam accounts. There's even speculation that something will be announced during E3. Oh my goodness, I'm getting fucking chills. Shall I digress? Although nothing has been confirmed so far. It would be a massive vote of confidence for the Nintendo Switch, which looks like it will be missing out on Destiny 2 port. Amen to that, because they are not getting Destiny 2. Bungie said hell no. They said hell no. Bungie recently said that Nintendo Switch port was unrealistic given to Destiny 2 in its online only game. Coming from Bungie. The Switch is incredible. I love the console. But in terms of where it's at, I don't want to leave anyone with the possibility of like, this is the thing to consider, or maybe next year there's plans to be now the Switch, yada, yada, yada. So basically that means, hell no. No. Now, the thoughts of this could be dope. As for Call of Duty, World War II, Activision recently announced for a November 3rd release date. So, again, mark that on your calendar for the 5th fucking time. Definitely looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not trying to make this video super duper long, but I want to add my opinions and views to each topic that I do bring up. And my opinions and views about this is that this could be interesting. It really could be interesting. Now, I do have concerns for not only this, but I have concerns about the Scorpio and, moving forward, because remember how everybody used to scream about a whole bunch of parody issues and stuff like that. No parody! You know how like everybody used to always scream that no parody things out and stuff like that. But my thing is, I kind of low-key, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of agree to that, because I don't want to see any console or anything holding the Scorpio back. I don't. I really don't. If I spend guap like $400 or $500 on this damn thing, I want this thing to be beast. I want it to be up there in the clouds with the PC, with the gods. Love. That's where I want it to be. I don't want to be on the ground with everybody else in the train station with the PlayStation 4 Pro and in the train station with the damn Switch and yada, yada, yada. Like, come on. Come on. PlayStation, you guys need your ass whooped. But let me not get into that. The Pro is still a decent console. I just feel that they released it too early. They should have did some more tweaks to it. They released it too early. But at the same time, they still in a good spot. I'm not going to sit up here and bash Sony because I'm a fan of Sony. I own their products. I like them. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't want this to get to a point where Sony is holding the Scorpio back because the Sony cannot perform to the Scorpio standards. Which brings me to the next topic that I'm going to discuss with you guys, and that is Bungie just blatantly came out and said PlayStation 4 Pro isn't powerful enough to run Destiny 2 at 60 frames per second. Oh my goodness. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Since Bungie announced Destiny 2 would run at 30 frames per second on PlayStation 4 Pro, and the console wasn't powerful enough to handle 60 frames per second, many gamers have turned into Microsoft to ask them where their policy and priority was. Turns out Microsoft doesn't have one. Developers are free to even make their multiplayer games 60 frames per second on the Scorpio if they want. According to Sony's PlayStation 4 Pro documents, the company requires frame rate priority between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, which it comes to multiplayer games. So if a multiplayer PlayStation 4 game is 30 frames per second, it has to be 30 frames per second for the PlayStation 4 Pro. Mike tweeted, developers are free to choose to use the power of the Scorpio for games when we have requirements, limited frame rate or fidelity. Jesus Christ. So anyway, in long terms, I'm not going to sit up here and read this whole entire article because I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, ladies and gentlemen. It's not supposed to be this long, but what can I say, right? Under this situation, I don't want a lot of games to be held back because of this, because it really sucks, man. It really sucks. And I hate for it to actually be this way, but at the same time, I had a feeling. I can't say I didn't see this coming. I had a feeling that this was going to happen. Like, real talk, I really had a feeling that this was going to happen. Because at the end of the day, you can have something beast, but at the end of the day, if your competition is not, up to par with it, you're going to have to budge with your competition. Like, why they do that? Why? I have no idea. That's not what the consumer want. But I guess that's the next time. That's another discussion what I can have with my guys on our next podcast, Everything Tech. And shout out to everybody that watches the show and leave comments and share and retweets and everything like that. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to Everything Tech crew. and my Podcast Unlimited crew. Hopefully we can get something going either later on tonight or later on this week so we can further discuss about this, because this is something serious. And beyond console wars and stuff like this, us gamers, we really need to get together and stop this parody shit. We need to get together and stop it, because it's only going to get worse. Open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Open your eyes. Again, if you have any comments, questions, opinions, and views, please leave it in the comment section. Voice your opinion. Do not hesitate. Don't be shy. I'm here. I'm down for whatever. This is Heartless. Heartless TV. Heartless Gamer. The heartless son of a bitch that talks everything about gaming. Not biased and not afraid to speak or voice out my opinion. I'm asking for my viewers out there, please do the same and hit me back in the comment section. This is Heartless, over and out. Peace.
Give it to me.